You deserve to eat clean, healthy, poison free food. And that is not what you are getting here in the United States of America. Our government is poisoning our food, which means they are poisoning the people that live in this country. Now, if you are married, if you have roommates, if you live with other humans in your household, and let's just say that you would choose to maybe add a little arsenic or a little poisoning to their food, just a little bit at a time, so that over time they started to get sick. And as they started to get sick and their organs started to fail and they started to have digestive issues and all these problems, and they became sick and maybe even died. If you did that, you would be charged, you would be prosecuted, probably with attempted murder. You would go to prison, as you should. And yet, what's insane about this is that is 100% what our own government is actually doing to us, to the American people. Our government is literally knowingly poisoning us and choosing to continue to do so. Because if you get diabetes, if you get organ failure, if you get IBS, if you have intestinal issues or digestive issues, you see, you are then put into the sick care system, which I will go over in another video. You are a part of a system that then pays them money. You being sick, you being poisoned benefits the powers that be. I believe all of those people in our government, in Congress, who actually allow and vote for and pass the laws that allow chemicals, pesticides, genetically modified foods, the people that allow that to continue to happen should actually be prosecuted and charged to the fullest extent. Poisoning people is supposed to be illegal, and our government is doing it to us. You should be outraged that this is the truth, that our government is doing this to us. You should be outraged, and you should be ready to take a stand to not allow this to happen anymore and ever again. And I can tell you right now, as President of the United States, I'm going to teach, I'm going to educate, I am going to show you how to get out of that system where you are being poisoned. We deserve to have poison free food. All of the chemicals that are banned in most other countries, that are banned across the world except for this country, they are allowed in our food and our products. And yet they knowingly cause cancer and a slew of other health conditions and problems that most of you listening to this probably in some way, shape, or form are experiencing or suffer from in some way. Your food allergies, your intolerances, the way that you get sick and feel like you have a hangover the next day if you eat in a restaurant. From mild to moderate to severe, your health problems mostly are created by our own government poisoning us. We deserve to have poison free food, and we deserve for most of the food that we have to actually be for free. So, in our parks, in our recreational areas, in our communities, we should have food, trees growing everywhere, organic, chemical free. We should be able to learn how in our communities, in your housing developments, how to grow food and share that in communities because we are supposed to be in oneness, in harmony with one another. We're here to support and love and uplift one another. And yet we don't know how to do that because we don't have role models. We don't have leadership that show us how to become that, how to live in harmony, in oneness with one another. This is one of the most important things that has to change immediately. No more poisoning us. Food, for the most part, should be free. And I say for the most part, why? Because if people labor to provide something for you, they deserve to be compensated for it. So, for the most part, we develop a system where food is 100% poison free, no more poison in our food. And that is something that will happen immediately as I become president. That is one of the first things that's going to happen. and also to put in place a system that teaches you, educates you, and shows you precisely how to start creating communities where we all help each other. We can feed each other, we can support each other, and it isn't about just giving a handout to lazy people like some of you actually think. That is not what we're going to create here. We are going to create a system of unity, of working together, feeding each other in the healthiest possible ways, because food actually heals. Food that is laced with poison and chemicals makes you sick and slowly kills you. But food that is pure, the way of purity, one of the ways of oneness, that level of healing the physical body actually comes from a lot of our food sources. And the only way to get to that place is to make the change happen and to have a zero tolerance policy for the fact that we are being poisoned. Food can heal us, but not if it's laced with poison and chemicals. Why do you think it's laced with poison and chemicals? Because you wouldn't be able to heal yourselves, which means big pharma, our sick care system wouldn't make money off of you being sick. Let that sink in and vote for Rachel Fiore for president 2024.